Hi, welcome to this series about student life at Oxford. My name is Ellen, and I'm going into my third year as a PPE student at Jesus College. In this video, I'm going to talk a bit about my own Oxford experience, and then look at what others might want to consider when thinking about applying to university. Then I'll outline what I'm going to discuss in the other videos in this series. If you just want to learn about something specific and want to know what video it's in, feel free to skip ahead. To start off, I'd like to talk for a bit about how I got to Oxford and how I've been finding it so far. Before I applied to Oxford, I had a lot of misconceptions and things I just didn't know about studying here or at university in general. This was especially difficult as I come from Northern Ireland, so it wasn't really practical to visit all the English universities I applied to. I was able to find enough information online and through application events, but it was talking to current students when I came over for interview that convinced me I actually wanted to go to Oxford, as before then I'd sort of applied out of curiosity and was planning to go to Trinity College Dublin. Just having a real person to talk through things with, instead of looking at what the university claims on its website, can be extremely helpful. My hope for these videos is that I can create the series that I wanted to see when I applied, and give you the information you'd like to know, whether you're a potential applicant, an offer holder, a parent, or just curious about the whole thing. In terms of my experience at Oxford so far, it's been better and worse than I imagined. It's been better than I imagined because I used to only picture Oxford as an academic experience, and I do love my degree and think that the way that Oxford teaches really works for me, which is really a necessary aspect of going to university at all. But going to university is so much more than that. I fit in at Oxford more than I ever thought I would, especially as most of us have this idea in our heads that Oxford is full of people who are either unrelatable super geniuses or really, really posh. And I've really been able to get stuck into living independently for the first time and having opportunities to do things and meet people that I just didn't get at home. And it's worse than I imagined because as a 2020 fresher, I had absolutely no idea how much of my university experience was going to be lost to the pandemic. I had to love my degree then, as that was the only bit of university I had when I spent a term at home, but it's all got better from here. Before giving an overview of my videos, I'd like to go through what the process of choosing a university is like, so you can see how these might be relevant to you. It's important to say that not everything will be relevant to you. You'll have to prioritise some things you want in a university and compromise on others that aren't so important. So you need to think about what you want, what's a must-have, and what you can do without. There are two types of things which you probably want to think about. The first is things that lots of universities have in common, and you might have some kind of preference over. You might prefer a big university over a small one, a city university over a campus one, an English university over a Scottish one, or a sporty university over an arty one. Getting a feel that a university matches enough of your preferences to make it somewhere you want to live is important. The second is things that are unique to one university or a couple of them. A university might be one of a couple where you could conceivably study while staying at home, have one of the best departments for your subject, or offer a unique work placement program. These things could simply be a perk, or they could be really important to your decision, and you want to limit your choices to universities that offer these things before making any valid decisions. So, what's unique about Oxford? For a start, it's the oldest university in the English-speaking world, and in league tables, it usually makes a global top 10. Both of these things relate to things which don't usually make a potential student's top priority list, and it's important to mention that league tables take into account lots of things that students, employers, or really anyone outside of the league table makers themselves aren't likely to care about, but they're things which are always mentioned when talking about Oxford. Oxford's tutorial system of small group teaching is pretty special, and if this fits your learning style, it may be a big consideration. Teaching is divided into 3 terms of 8 weeks, which is a lot less time than is normal for universities here, which makes for terms that are usually quite intense, but also gives you lots of time to do whatever you want with. Oxford's residency requirements mean basically everyone lives on campus, which really defines the student experience. There are all kinds of weird and wonderful Oxford traditions, which really appeal to some kinds of prospective students and just seem pointless to others. And the people at Oxford can be pretty special too. Although it's worth pointing out that every university has its own kind of vibe, and it's a good idea to figure out if you like that vibe. Now, I'm going to explain what I'm going to go through in this series. Each video is titled as a kind of frequently asked question that you might want to find the answer to about Oxford. I hope watching them will make you more clear about the answers. The first video asks, where do Oxford students live? This is all about accommodation, and Oxford is a city as opposed to just the university. First, I'll go over transport both to and around Oxford. Then I'll talk about what accommodation is like. Then I'll discuss what Oxford is like as a city and what there is to do outside of university-related activities. The second video clears up a common question. What are Oxford colleges for? I'll start by clearing that up and explaining how the college system works. I'll explain what a JCR is and then go into other ways the college system can help to provide welfare support. Then I'll go through the purpose of different facilities in college and focus for a bit on hall and food. I know it's important. The third video will answer, how do you pay to study at Oxford? Initially, I'll explain how fees and student finance work for those who are unsure, and then I'll talk about other ways of funding your degree. First, I'll look at scholarships, then at jobs, and finally at ways to save money when studying. The fourth video deals with the question, how much do Oxford students study? I'll discuss the work-life balance at Oxford and how to avoid burnout. Then, I'll go on to talk about the different study spaces that are available and explain the different kinds of exams and how they work. The fifth video is on the theme, what is there to do at Oxford University? I'll go over all the different kinds of activities the university offers. First, I'll look at academic activities. Second, clubs and societies. Third, sport. Fourth, party events like box and balls, and fifth, some events that are unique to Oxford. The sixth and final video looks at a common issue. How do you find friends at Oxford? In the first part, I'll look at fitting in at Oxford, especially for those who feel they aren't a typical Oxford student. I'll talk about keeping friends from home, as well as finding new friends at university. Then I'll talk about what it's like to live with friends. So, now that you know a bit about me, and a bit about applying to university, I'd recommend you find a video to watch and get stuck right in. If you want to watch the videos in order, I'll see you in my next video about accommodation. Bye for now.